What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel Money Moves with K. I am K, and today we're going to talk about 5 states that you could buy cheap land for under $10,000, okay? So if that's something that you're interested in, please stay tuned for the video. All right, so I want to kind of jump right into the video and discuss how I'll break this video down. I'll break it down into 2 categories. The first category, I'm going to try to find land that's under $10,000. That's number 1. That's why you're here. But I also want to find land that is at least an acre, okay? Now, to break down an acre is about the size of a football field minus the end zones. So it takes up about 75% of a football field. I think I read somewhere where you can put about 18 mid-sized homes on a piece of land, which that's huge, right? So a land is nothing to scoff about or to laugh about. An acre of land is a lot of land. So that's where I want to start. So that's 2 things, under $10,000 and it's at least an acre. So let's get into it. The first state I want to discuss is Arizona. Arizona has always been a good place to actually find a lot of auction deals, but also to find some cheap land. Now, again, I already know that cheap is subjective because $3,000 to me for an acre may be quite expensive for you, but it all depends on what the acre offers, okay? I know a lot of you are interested in doing a homestead and kind of, I get a lot of comments in my comment section about you guys just wanting to be secluded and just live your life, just have a ton of land, maybe even a farm. So this could be a good video for you to watch so that you can, do that. So here we go. So I'm on Zillow. So what I did was I filtered out, I just put Arizona. I didn't put a specific city. Just Arizona as a whole, because I wanted to go through, and what I typically do to find some cheap land, even on Zillow, on the market, is I identify trends that I see. So if I see a certain city or county, really the city here, that is showing up a lot, I then take that information and I Google it and get more information about that particular city. So keep that in mind. So here you have, mind you, by the way, you have to do your due diligence. You don't want to just, say, oh, it's $7,000 for 39 acres. Delve into it a little more. But this says 39.99 acres of land for roughly $8,000. Okay. 20 acres for $9,500. And the list goes on. I only want to show you a couple of listings because I want you to understand that the land is out here. It's just about if you're willing to move or relocate if you're somewhere else, or if you are willing to maybe sacrifice some of the things that you're used to or accustomed to. 13 acres for $9,000, 11 acres for $8,900. It's all under 10K. That's how I filtered it as well. And I looked at the lot size. So if you pull up here, you can go to lot size and it'll break it down so that you can get the larger lots first and then the smaller lots a lot later. Okay. So check out Arizona. You can, like I said, filter through this and figure out which city works best for you. Next on the list is Alabama. I've talked extensively about Alabama in one of my other videos, so please check that video out. I was actually I did a one-on-one consultation with a couple last night. Shout out to you guys. I'm eager and waiting to hear about your deals that you close. But I talked to them and I talked a little bit about Alabama, and they had some other ideas about where to invest their money. But Alabama is just a decent area to kind of look into. And they offer a lot of land under $10,000 for, it's a good price. So the first one here, it says $4,500, 5.9 acres. That was listed 8 days ago. As you can see, it's right beside a Dollar General. I don't know anything about this area, but I do see a body of water here. So you want to look out for some certain things and look it up on the tax assessors and just do a little bit of your own prior due diligence before you even reach out to the realtor here. But it still could be an excellent lot. You have, this is 2 acres for $10,000, $6,000 for 2 acres. So that's almost 2 football fields, because an acre is 43,560 square feet. So that's a lot of acreage. That's a lot of land to me. And acreage size is subjective as well. You might say acre of land, I need more than that, which they do have more than that. So check into Alabama. There's a lot of properties on the tax auction as well for Alabama. Alabama does have a redemption period, and that's separate from what I'm talking about here. This is simply just on the market properties that are ready to sell right now. So keep that in mind. Check into Alabama. It's a great state to look into, especially if you're trying to get more bang for your buck. The next state I want to discuss is Missouri. So Missouri is, they have a lot of good deals too, from what I see. And when I say good deals, I haven't done no due diligence. So you have to do your own due diligence on these. But this first one, it says Peaceful Serenity. That's a good listing. $6,700, 2 acres, almost 3 acres here. Let's see. $6,700 for 2.5 acres, not bad. You need to also look at the topography, make sure it's not on a hill, make sure it's not on a mountain, not just in Missouri, but anywhere, because I'll go over another state in which it's mountainous, it's more mountainous. So you want to make sure that you buy a flat piece of land, if that's what you decide. A lot of people may purchase land for various reasons. Some people purchase land to do homesteads, some people purchase land to build, some people purchase lands to hunt. Animals. It just varies your own individual preference here. So yeah, $5,000 for 2.25 acres. Edwards. Now see, here's a trend that I see off bat. You see Edwards, Missouri, Edwards, Missouri, Edwards, Missouri, Edwards, Missouri. I will look into Edwards, Missouri. I will look into what's available in the area. What is there to do in the area? I would look at the master list for that area as an example and try to figure out, are there any companies coming to the area? Is it a booming economy? What's the average household income? That's the research I do, because I typically resell properties, not off this list, not on the market. I try to find off-market properties, but you need to know what's going on in the surrounding area. Edwards, Missouri again. So if you're in Edwards, Missouri, or you know anything about the area, comment below. I'm interested now because I do see a trend of this particular city popping up quite a bit. Okay, so check out Missouri, because that is a great area to invest in as well if you're looking for property under $10,000 with your due diligence, of course. All right, and make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm gonna give an extra state for those who stay to the end of the video. I do appreciate the support. Here we go. New Mexico. So New Mexico is an area that you can definitely get bang for your buck. Here we are. Let's see. So $10,000, about 10 acres here. That's a lot of acreage. I would investigate and try to figure out, about the area. Let's see. $6,000 for 5.65 acres. That's vast. That's pretty good. Here is $10,000 for 5.5 acres. With acreage as well, let me mention this. With land, you want to make sure that it just depends on what you're using the land for. Some people just may want to camp on the land or set up an Airbnb, whatever the case may be, or RVs. But you may want to check into if the property has utilities. In these areas, is it a flood zone? That's major to know. You can always go to FEMA.gov and you can search the address. A lot of these don't have an address, but you can go to the parcel ID and figure that out. Or excuse me, you can identify it with the parcel ID. You can go into tax assessors and figure out what addresses are around that area to try to figure out if it's in a flood zone by using those other addresses, because some of these properties don't have an address, right? So this one just says literally lots 2 and 3 Steadfast Road. They don't have a physical address, so you would have to investigate, and it's a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. So that's New Mexico. Georgia. Now this one kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't necessarily expecting Georgia, But I've heard and done a slight research on Augusta, Georgia, and them having a plethora of opportunities for cheaper land that can really offer you, like I said, a bang for your buck. Here is 2.48 acres. Let's see, it's about it's $7,900. It all depends on what you're looking for. Now I do know Georgia has its parts where it's a lot of mountains. So you have to look into that and make sure you're not at the very top of a mountain, unless you want to be there. I don't know. I don't know your preference here, but check that out. Ranger, Georgia. I kept seeing that too when I did some research. Do some research on Ranger, Georgia. That may be a good spot to find some land. It could be in the mountains. I have no clue about these areas. I don't invest in Georgia, but I did want to present this opportunity to you. Also, if a property's been on the MLS for quite a bit of time, just ask a little bit more questions. It doesn't rule the property out at all, but you do want to ask some questions and make sure everything is good to go. And that's a part of your due diligence as well with your realtor. So 1.1 acres. Okay. Let's see these pictures. Yes, looks like it's on maybe the side of the road. I don't know, but check out Georgia. And like I said, find trends with cities. I see Ranger, Georgia, Ranger. Check out trends with these cities. Here's Augusta. In addition to that, make sure you get a use table. That's what I told when I did my consultation, my one-on-one consultation last night with a couple. I told them to get the use table. A use table will identify the zoning for that land. So in the event that you want to put a shipping container on a property, on a piece of land or a farm, or whatever the case may be, you need to know what the zoning is for that particular piece of land so that you don't go into it thinking you can do one thing with the land, maybe put a mobile home on it, but zoning says absolutely not. So you want to get a use table for that particular county or city and figure out what can you place on that land. Okay. So that'll be very important as you proceed. Very important. That's at the top of my list. Identifying the use table or the zoning for that particular piece of land. And for all you people who waited to the very end of the video, I'll give you an additional resource or additional state that you can invest in land under $10,000, and that is Colorado. All right, so this is a bonus. So Colorado, I've actually looked into Colorado. I love Colorado. Shout out to Colorado. I've been to Colorado a couple times, and I absolutely love Colorado. I've been hiking. It's just an amazing place to be, my perspective, my opinion, because I've been there. So it's a pretty cool place or area. But Colorado has a lot of good deals under $10,000. So here you have 10 acres for $7,000. It says private oasis. I love the word oasis for what it seems, peaceful. The word alone puts me at rest and calms me down. But you have a lot of different properties here. 9 acres for $9,000. And I didn't mean to click on it, but I guess we are looking at it right now, so that's cool. Let me go back. Yeah. And yeah, $6,000 for 7.5 acres. That's a beautiful view. Again, it all depends on what you want to do with the land. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it's vast. It's a lot. Ample building area. You also need to know about the soil. If you're trying to build a home, you need to know if it perks, the land perks, right? That's what I talked about in the consultation last night as well. And if you want to book a consultation, the link will be in the description. And I also have my ebook that's available. But yeah, you want to study the soil of a property, especially if you want to build. And when I say study, you need to identify what type of soil it is. You can get a soil test, or you can just look online and it'll identify, actually through the tax assessors, it'll identify what type of soil it is. And you just Google it and do a little research and see if water can absorb, if the land can perk. Okay, that's very vital in the event that you want to build. It's not a deal breaker, but some of you want to ask, does the land perk? All right. That's the end of my video. Thank you so much for making it to this point. If you made it to this point, down in the comment section, put deals. Okay, lets me know that you made it to this point. And of course, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the encouragement, all the kind words. Until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.